I mean, and as you can see, they're already at the second tier of bans. I mean, they literally pressed go right as that game ended, and thus here we are in game number 2. So not much of a break here coming out between these two teams, but obviously, that's not a bad thing by any means. I don't mind. I'm sure you guys don't mind at home. Just get right back into the action and moving on now. So game number 2, again, too much sugar. What more is there to say? They just got the better start. The laning phase worked great for them. The draft obviously went very well, and thus led them to a victory. So, IG, by no means do you expect it to be another 15-minute victory. This is a matchup here that you would think on paper would be a very, very good matchup, but that game 1 again, old tmsR. So here we are, game number 2. How's this draft moving on here? I did join a little bit late again with it starting so quickly. The initial bans, let's just kind of recap that here. It was what? Keeper. What did we have? It was Keeper. What the other bands though? Keeper, War Beast, I'm guessing. Maybe Dampier. Keeper, War Beast, Dampier, and Sandwraith even. Sandwraith being banned out there. I wonder if that was banned by IG. I really think that could have been banned by IG right there. Because they first picked it last game, and I think that might be a little bit of respect towards Haxer and being like, we just do not want to let Haxer get it. And so, but at the same time, maybe tmsR did it. I find it a little weird because it just didn't really do the best for IG last game, but I don't know. Well, we'll never know here. We'll never know. Anyways, let's move on. As far as the actual picks are concerned, it looks like it was Scout first pick, followed by the Engineer, Ravener into Kraken, and then Ophelia into Tempest. So, too much sugar. They got a good start once again, IG. So do they. Definitely a solid lineup themselves, and they are going to be going up against a jungler, so that's Scout pickup. Extra good. He can be quite the annoyance for the jungling heroes, such as this Tempest over here. So that also leads to tmsR, even with them knowing that they're going up against a jungler already and a scout on top of that, they still decide that they can do the jungler just fine. And Tankefed does play a pretty mean Tempest, so I'm sure they should be fine. Ooh, Prophet coming out here from IG now. I've heard about this. We have seen it dabbled into a little bit. Sender has been popping up with the Prophet every now and then, and a couple of teams have, for that matter. Kind of trying him out in scrims, apparently, quite a bit, and starting to show us that a little bit on the scene. Now, I still think I still think the argument goes back to he really needs those levels for everything to come together with him. He's not like an Andromeda where at the very least he has that level 1 comma stun. Or he has the comma stun with the duration or whatever. The point being, he really needs all of his abilities to come together because the shared fate's a great tool, but unless you're maxed out both your Q and W or your Q and E or whatever you decide to go, it does take away a little bit from it. So I know that's kind of an obvious thing to say the more I'm thinking about it. But the point being, Prophet is there's a reason why this hero really has taken a long time to kind of finally break it a little bit at least into the competitive scene. And I think it's along those lines. It's just both. There's just better options in that support role, but also he needs more time than other supports to really be impactful. Now, with that said, he does have a great skill set. He's an awesome team fighter, awesome team pusher. The amp damage that he brings to the table, the persecution's a very annoying ability to deal with, on top of being a great offensive tool, and then Invigorate's an amazing tool for pushing, as well as healing up the team and whatnot. And Chipper to be picked up here by Internet Gangster. So IG, they're winning over some fans right now once again, and kind of going different. Going different here. Chipper being picked up. We'll see whose hands that ends up in ultimately, but that is fun. That is fun to see. So, is this going to be a short lane scout? What are they actually going to do a short lane scout and a suicide chipper? Or aggressive trialing, I guess, wouldn't be out of the question. Something like a Prophet, Ravener, Ophelia, obviously similar to what tmsR did last game instead of it was Engineer instead of Prophet, but interesting. We'll see who ultimately plays well. They're probably waiting for at least the final pick to go out here before they make that call and already up. But tmsR, as far as their side, they got a lot more of the expected. They got the Engineer Pebbles lane ready to go, Kraken Suicide, Tempest, Jungle. Make that a Kraken short lane, possibly. Wild Soul picked up. So we're just talking about him last game, and he was that final ban from IG coming out, kind of putting some insight into that as far as where that maybe was coming from. But tmsR deciding to go the Wild Soul with their final pick, and it is going to be in KZ's hands, and it's been a while since we've seen since we've seen a Wild Soul being dominant on the competitive scene. But it's not that. That's the thing, though. It's not because he's just bad. It's not like he got nerfed to oblivion by any means. It's just, it's from my understanding of what people have been saying, it's just more so the meta, whatever. It's just the aggressive nature of the game currently just doesn't really fit his play style. But tmsR thinks different. tmsR thinks different. They're going to give it a go here and see what Wild Soul can do as far as what he brings to the table. So here we are, game number 2, a very quick game number 2 coming at you. Again, game 1, pretty much a 15-minute concede victory for Too Much Sugar here in the round of 8. So these two teams not only competing to move on, obviously, but the winner of this will face the winner of the Stay Green versus Denial Esports series, of course. And speaking of that, we're remaking. I wasn't even looking at the screen, to be honest, so I'm not even sure why we're remaking, but we are remaking nonetheless. So I'm going to go ahead and jump back into the lobby right here. Unfortunately, we'll need to go through the drafting stage once again. But I was going to see if there were any updates. In fact, let's just look this way. It looks like none of the other games have finished yet, so I meant to actually do this. There we go. What do we got? Ooh, Denial Esports. Denial Esports looking pretty good against Stager. Look at who they're running. Drunken Master. I love it. IG, they ran the Drunken Master against Stager, and that's how they got that two. Not howled, but it helped. It helped get a 2-0 victory for them over Stay Green. That was the, I want to say, Cycle 5, I believe that was. And now Denial Esports here busting out the Drunken Master. Mickey playing it, looks like. Now, seems like that's a pretty damn good game right there. And going to keep our eye on that, obviously. You do have Reason Gaming versus The Law as well. Let's see how that one's going. Looks like that's still in game number 1, and looks like Reason Gaming might be in the better spot there. The Law not doing so well that game. And then you have Lion Esports Club versus We Are Spies. And actually, they just started, it looks like. So a little bit of late start for game number 1, but looks like they're getting into game number 1 there in that series. So, again, we'll keep an eye on that. Or maybe that is game number 2, actually, because the brackets might just be bugged. Let me see if... no, it doesn't look like it's going to show up yet. Oh, well. Anywho, here we are. Game number 2 of our series. Obviously, doing the remake there, so just going to quickly go through the picks and then move on. That's fun to see, though. Again, Denial Esports, I know they've been getting more and more fan base. Obviously, Zlapty's getting to be one of the more popular streamers on the HoN scene, and good to see. He's definitely just a good guy, and looking forward to meeting him once again at DreamHack, and just like all the other HoN players, as always a lot of fun. They are going to be in the Nordic qualifiers, of course. I assume they are at least, but I believe that they are going to be in the Nordic qualifiers. One of many teams, so whether they qualify for that, but even if they, for whatever reason, don't qualify for that, I would find that hard to believe personally, but if they do not happen to qualify through the Nordic qualifiers, then I believe that BYLC, at the very least, last resort, will be there for them. So I believe no matter what, Denial Esports is planning to go to DreamHack, but again, with that said, here we are in, or they're looking decent against Stay Green, but we'll keep an eye on that series once again, and see how that progresses. But enough about that series. We got our series to worry about here. Back into game number 1 now. IG taking on tmsR. Right here. Again, tmsR, 15-minute C victory in game 1. So IG kind of working off that right now. I always love these fun conversations that these guys have in chat with one another. Fun shout-outs. So the Wild Soul pickup, where are we going to see the lens of the question again? To IG specifically, are they going to go the aggressive trialing kind of like tmsR did last game? I mean, off the bat, it doesn't look like it. Wild Soul's kind of making sure with the bear right here to get any information in case that's what they're maybe thinking, but nothing being spotted just yet. Okay, so it seems like he may end up in the short lane, though. So tmsR, actually, looking to do some aggressive play, perhaps themselves, as Engineer getting some wards up for his team first, but he is going to make his way to the bottom lane down here. Or is he? Are we switching it up? No. I don't even think they're certain on what they want to do yet. I mean, Slick's kind of just going back right there as if they may be switching up, but no, I'm going to start going out now, so in the end, it is going to be an aggressive dual lane coming out. So they're just going to leave Tempest in his own jungle, but they're going to play an aggressive dual lane down here. They're, of course, going to be matched up against the Chipper, as well as Ophelia off to the side. You do see Prophet making the immediate adjustment himself, as Kraken shows up mid. So Ravener versus Kraken will end up being a 1v1 matchup there. And Prophet rotating bottom. So yeah, this is a risky decision here from tmsR. And I don't know if they were maybe expecting the aggressive tri lane top or not, but now you got a Prophet Chipper that you're going to have to deal with the Ophelia presence in the jungle. So I don't know if this is going to be the friendliest of lanes here for this Pebbles especially. He's going to need to be very careful. And I assume Zibe knows what he's doing on the Chipper. He definitely does when it comes down to it. So, yeah, he is playing the short lane Chipper here for the team. Fabella is going to end up playing the Suicide Scout. So, even though they have Fabella on Scout, yeah, he's playing the Suicide Scout this game, going up against that Wild Soul there. That should kind of be a back-and-forth matchup between those two. Prophet hasn't shown himself just yet, but there's this Sword Aside here. Probably spotted him. He's going to put a Rev Ward. Are they going to get it? I assume they will. No, they're not going to get it. He was trying to counter-ward any vision ward that they would have found, but now Pebbles in a lot of trouble. In comes the initiation from Prophet. That was the persecution used right there. The auto attacks to follow. Obviously, the Rocket's coming out on top. So Lagman's going to be used to stun the Minotaur. Trying to cut him off. Minotaur comes in there. There's a stun on the Pebbles, and Pebbles is going to fall. But again, this goes back to what is tmsR doing? I mean, the quick adjustment from IG, this was not going to be a friendly time for Pebbles at all. And right off the bat, Ophelia goes into the lane with the team, and sure enough, they do get the bloodless kill. So kind of like last game, we're referring to Sandra at the top lane for IG, and that proved to be a difficult time for him. tmsR, he ports back down here, so we'll see if it kind of ends up being a rinse-repeat type deal or not, but it is a difficult time for him. But nonetheless, it is what it is. Kind of committed to it now as I guess what they feel like. Kraken against Ravener in the middle lane in the meantime. Let's take a look at that creep farm. 13-2 Ravener against a 13-1 Kraken here. Coming out between these two guys, so. What the hell's going on up here? Wild Soul taking some pressure from Scout. Yeah, as Wild Soul's 11-5. Scout is 10-1 currently, actually. Trying to kill off the bear. He probably will get it. Maybe. No, Casey's toying with him. He brings it back to front. He denies it even. And he spawns his own bear, so. Good play right there. No reason to waste all that time sending it back to base and regenerating. Not the biggest in the world. Bottom lane once again, though. Persecution coming back in. And Pebbles will once again fall. This time Prophet had the debilitate to use as well, so amping the damage as well as a nice little magic nuke, and another kill onto him. So now the question mark of tmsR is, do they make the adjustment or do they keep going for it? It looks like Slicks once again is heading bottom. He has a Homecoming Stone, and he's going to port middle, actually. Okay, so he's going to go middle, and that means they're probably going to end up sending the Kraken bottom. Kraken is level 5, so he should be able to manage himself just fine. But I guess that could have been what they were going for. Just get the earlier levels on Kraken, and then eventually send him to the bottom. But I'm sure the plan was also not to die on Pebbles, especially twice. So that part of it kind of failed. But unfortunately, it is what it is. But now Pebbles is mid. You have Engineer. He's going to stack the Ancients real quickly before he heads over. But it will be a Pebbles Engineer mid now. But especially with that start, you're already going up against, I would think, to be a difficult lane against Ravener Prophet. Even if it was right from the beginning, 1v1. But now you're at a disadvantage on top of that. So I expect IG to continue to have a good time. Prophet putting some pressure on Pebbles as he goes for the top rune. He will pick it up, but again, it's just a pickup. He doesn't have his bottle yet. And he's going all the way to the top, so they're really just going to make a flat-out change here. I mean, Kraken, he comes back in. He's taking some pressure. Minotaur running in, but no, can't get the stomp off in time as the Tsunami Charge was used. But now Pebbles is at the top lane. And now they're going to put some pressure up here, trying to get the top tower kill. We'll see what Scout is he able to do, if anything. Probably not. I mean, Wild Soul, the Boob, of course, in the way. Tempest here as well. He's level 6. Scout not going to risk it, understandably. Yeah, he's just going to stay completely out of range. So. Free tower kill at the top side. You do see, once again, Kraken taking some good pressure, though, so Haxtron forced to fall back before too much happens there. But Chipper, I mean, he's at 400 plus GPM here in terms of his start, so He's off to a pretty damn good start. They're going to need some big plays out of him because tmsR is already in the mindset of, well, let's just push. I mean, we got a Wild Soul, we got a Tempest. They're both level 6 now. Let's just push the damn towers. Let's take advantage where we have them, and this is what they feel like. It makes sense, but they need to be careful here. Ravener coming in with the flank profit here as well. Marksman shot being channeled. Who is it on? No, it's not going to go through, but Tempest being jumped right there with the ball lightning. The storm plays. Here comes the debilitate. No persecution, though, to follow up, and now the counter on his Ergo. In comes a chainsaw, so down goes Tempest. The rocket's flying out. Pebbles is going to end up falling most likely. Down goes Slicks, and basically a double tap for the Legion team. Now the tower does fall in the Hellboard's favor at least, so tmsR does get something out of all of that, but no doubt IG pretty happy with those hero kills. But, I mean, that is good that Too Much Sugar was able to get those the tower kill is, because a night tower there on top of what happened would have really been devastating. But they do get the tower kill, and that is the good news. So the GPM chart's not necessarily off the charts by any means. I mean, in fact, Tempest and Kraken are having a pretty damn good time after all of that. There's actually 362 Kraken, 375 Tempest. Yeah, doing pretty damn good even with their farm. Pebbles, obviously, he's off to a struggling start here, but they have made it work as far as this game has progressed. And now you have Wild Soul. He's all the way at the bottom lane here. Going to maybe start setting up to push bottom perhaps, but Kraken needs to be careful. Kraken has a haste rune bottled up, though, so yeah, he's going to use it right there in the Legion jungle. Waiting to see if they can maybe collapse on somebody, but deciding to use the haste rune and run away before too much else happens. Going to come middle here. Ravener might be in some trouble. Kraken has his ultimate. He's got the haste rune to work with. Does he feel like he can do it? He feels like he maybe can do it. He's going to go in. Tsunami charge. Release the Kraken. Is it going to be used? Not really yet. The stun's coming out for Tempest. There's a port in. No release the Kraken just yet. There's a Tempest ultimate. And a release the Kraken going to come out right on top. So yeah, playing very patient there was Haxtrin. Very patient. And it does pay off. Well played on his part. Obviously wouldn't even been able to make that play remotely in the first place. But if that was me, I would have been like, you know what, use the release Kraken as soon as possible and probably would have failed. So yeah, great patience there by Haxtrin. Bottom lane, they do pick off Wild Soul. I believe a rocket actually sniped him right there from Xibe. So good pick off there. And now both teams are going to kind of counter push one another. You see him vulnerability coming out in the middle lane. No TPs, though. And that'll end up being a free tower kill after that hero kill. So bottom tower, though, that is also going to end up falling here, it looks like, in IG's favor. In fact, Ophelia's touch coming in as well to kill up the creeps of his teammates, for that matter. So IG, you know, tmsR definitely team built for they can push in towers as they've been doing. Pebbles top lane. Uh-oh. Stalagmus needs to get it off his silence, though. He couldn't. Oh, it's a beautiful play by Fabelli. The silence lasting just long enough right there. And you know why? It's because it's level 2. If that was a level 1 silence, that probably would have been Stalagmites and probably would have saved himself. But the 1 second longer, just enough to take out Pebbles right there. And that's something. I mean, he has level 3 electric guy even now. So he's sitting on the level 1 disarm. Leveling up that electric guy, and again, definitely paid off right there. Yeah, in terms of getting the kill on to Pebbles. So IG does have the overall lead, 1,300 gold lead, 3,700 experience lead here now. Chipper continuing to push up the bottom lane. What is Chipper going to build is the big question mark here. You would think something like an Icon of the Goddess is actually pretty damn good on him as well. Staff of the Master is a great item to have on Chipper. It not only increases the cast range, but obviously the slow is the big part of it, really. He doesn't have any points into the focus buffer just yet, but that's also an ability. As he gets those levels, we'll start getting, of course, eventually maxed out. And once that is maxed out, was it? Yeah, 500 magic damage now. And that's kind of changed around a bit. Remember when he first came out, it was some ridiculous amount, like 650 to 700 even. So yeah, it's at 500 here, so. But still, a lot of magic damage reduction coming out from him when he eventually gets the points into that. Keizu, how's Keizu doing? He goes the Ghost Marches on Boo Boo as well as some self. No, he actually just has him on Boo Boo currently. So I wonder if he's going to get boots on himself as well. I'm trying to recall from how he usually used to build. I believe he has both boots on himself and Boo Boo. And then into the Mock of Brilliance, but he might just be going for Mock now next. I might be wrong on that too. So it's been a little bit since we've seen the Wild Soul. Middle tower. It's going to end up falling, it looks like, unless a vulnerability ports come in. Okay, he does get boots on himself, but yeah, vulnerability not going to be happening. Tower push from IG is successful. And Chipper's now sitting on 1,800 plus gold. So again, still waiting for the answers there of what he's going to make use of his farm. Ravener, with 1,000 gold saved up on him. They're trying to chase down Wildsoul, actually. Ro8 coming out on a scout right there. Wildsoul coming to the other direction. He dodges the ball lightning. In comes a disarm auto attack, but they're stuck with one another. They weren't sure exactly where to go. Casey doing a great job right there of getting away. And now they have an invisible Kraken nearby. Oh, this could be dangerous for the Legion side. Invisible Kraken ready to go. He has his ultimate. Do they have any kind of dust or anything like that? Nothing on Walls, nothing on Kraken, nothing on Engineers. So that's probably preventing them from fully going here. And yeah, Scout's actually going to pour it out. Go to the top lane because Pebbles is freely pushing it currently. If he sticks around here, oh, is he going to go up to Slicks? He went for that last deny. It's going to be fine, though. That last deny, that was close. That was close to actually ultimately end up costing him his life. But he does live. He gets away, not much happens. And back to farm he goes. He's still working towards that portal key, of course. Again, his farm hasn't been the brightest, but it's picking up. 300 GPM now. Overall, the top farmer on the Hellborn side, and the end of the game now is that Tempest. Look at Tank Effect, man. 415 GPM here. Prophet's level 5 still, so no shared fate going to be coming out from him. He also is going the Persecution Debilitate build. Not getting the Invigorate just yet. Not saying that's wrong by any means. It's a different hero we don't see too often, so more so just Curiosity. Kraken able to get away initially. Will it be enough? Rocket Snipe, it's going to connect. Xibbe gets the kill. And he is now an Ultimate Warrior, according to the announcer. 4-0-2 for Xibbe right there. So get away from Kraken, just not enough. Beautiful Rocket Snipe coming out. Tablet of Command picked up by Chipper, by the way, even using that right there to assist. So that's his first item choice, more that utility kind of style. Obviously, he could have got the portal key if he was going to go more that, a little more that aggressive, but at the same time, Tablet's great against heroes specifically like that that Kraken, and also gives him an option, an easier option to be able to stop a Tempest ultimate if he happens to not get caught in it. Obviously, the Rockets can as well, but Rockets can be a little difficult to stop a Tempest ultimate when there's so many heroes running around. And creeps for that matter, so. I like that Tablet pickup. Ravener, interested to see where he goes. Give me the portal key, the Helm of the Black Legion. And Sanitarius like Slicks went. Or will it be an Ice Brand? Probably not. Hope not. Pebbles nearly 1,700 gold now saved up. 1,700 plus even. So the PK definitely coming along here. Astrolabe just finished on Tempest. Astrolabe bring a Sorcery, bring a Teacher. He has got his utility ready to go for the team. Overall, this is a very even game, though. According to the stats, Keizu, he got boots on himself. He gets a Mystic Vestment as well. So he is known for doing a lot of build-up on his wilds, like compared to other ones. But now, we're probably going to see that Mock of Brilliance picked up next. Unless he's completely changed up the build, which, again, we haven't seen Wildsoul for a long time, so, or while at least being used consistently on the competitive scene. So maybe something has changed with him, I don't know, but I assume the Mock of Brilliance build is still the pretty much go-to, and I find it hard to believe that has changed. So another 1,400 gold saved up for him. Let's see where he goes. Maybe there's like a portal key build on Wild, so that's the awesome thing to do. Yeah, probably not. Bottom tower push from Wildsoul, speaking of him. Unless the Legion team responds shortly, this could be a free tower kill for him, actually, and I think it is. We're going to see a vulnerability, maybe? No. Nope, it's a free tower kill. IG was actually cleaning out the Hellborn jungle in the meantime. They do have TPs, well, Ophelia doesn't. Ravener and Prophet did, though, and everyone else for that matter, but choosing not to defend. You do see right there, Xibbe using his chainsaw, a Sawblade Showdown, to take out the creep wave, but again, that's one of those cooldown ultimates that's really not the longest, and acceptable for that. 65-second cooldown. Slicks is definitely well known for using ultimates cooldowns like that and clearing creep waves, but again, the Sawblade Showdown is understandable. Very quickly takes it out, and not the longest cooldown. 15 more 100 gold today. Okay, buys a glowstone there, but that could very easily be a Staff of the Master. Again, stressing earlier, that Staff of the Master is a great pickup on a Chipper to affect his ultimate, so I would not be surprised to see that over the Icon of the Goddess here. And there's the jump from Ravena. They're trying to make something happen here. Whilst on the bottom lane, Marksman shot coming out as well, doing a lot of damage. Here comes the shared fate. The debilitation going around. No, Tempest is going to be tapped though by Chipper. That's exactly what I was talking about. Chipper able to stop the Tempest ultimate from being channeled. Wild Soul goes down. Tempest will fall. Kraken in the meantime. He's caught by Ophelia. He puts the release Kraken out. He's trying to make a turn play. It's not going to happen though. Haxton will fall. And Sender actually gets a double tap. Internet Gangsters, they take it to Too Much Sugar and they win that fight 3-0 in terms of hero kills. And Ophelia's going right towards the Congo Pit area. She's going to loop around here on the slicks, but you're not going to catch him as he Portuguese away before much else happens. But yeah, that push at the bottom, tmsR, the only other two players really there in the first place. Kraken was coming over. But they really committed to pushing that secondary tower. It was killed? Did they get the tower kill? Or was it denied? They did actually get the tower kill. So again, another case of they did lose that fight in hero kills. But at least they did get credit for the tower kill. Casey looks like he got it. And again, the Mockery Brilliance is still on its way. So despite a one fight there from IG, tmsR still not feeling too worried by any means just yet. They have the one more outer tower to take care of before the base is going to be next, of course. But yeah, we saw a bit of profit right there at the bottom fight. What did he max out, by the way? Is Debilitate? Yeah, Debilitate maxed out. But with the Shared Fate throwing down, passing around the Debilitate and the Persecution. Amp damage, I think, is the biggest thing on that Debilitate. I mean, the damage, obviously, itself is nice, but the 20% damage from all sources, auto attacks, and abilities. So whenever he puts that Shared Fate down, if he happens to get them clumped up, obviously, you know, put that down, get that Debilitate off, get Shepherd to start doing his thing with the Solid Light Showdown and whatnot, just so much more damage coming out. It can be tough to handle. Ravener finding a friend here in Tempest, but they're both going to run away from one another. Ophelia there also. Getting back though before too much else happens. I'm actually looking at the brackets real quickly. It looks like our series is still the only one that's finished the first game, and here we are, 17 and a half minutes into game 2. So the other series definitely shaping up to be pretty damn good. Again, I keep a close eye on that to see how those games are going. So I'm guessing the game number 1 of Stay Green versus Denali Esports is still taking place. I don't know if there's been paused in there. I'm going to check it real quickly because I'm very curious about that. Not too much going on here. I think it's 42 minutes in here. Denali's still in the lead as far as hero kills at least, but actually Lowell's looking decent for Stay Green. Seems like pretty back and forth. Rock's advantage for Denial, so again, keep a close eye on that. See how that one especially shapes up. And that was the one that got voted second place for. Obviously, this match was voted by you, the community, in terms of which one we'd be covering for the round of 8 here on HoNcast. But that one did get second, at least. Keep a close eye on it. Top tower, though, going down for IG. Mocker Brilliance getting closer. 3,500 gold for Wild Soul. So I know it's been a while since we've kind of seen a Wild Soul on the competitive scene, really, but we know what can happen. I mean, gets that Mocker Brilliance, and all of a sudden it slowly can start to turn in that team's favor. So even with this earlier lead, not feeling the best for IG in terms of they have this by any means. They're pushing towers, though, while tmsR is cleaning up Ancients and taking out other resources. So, I mean, the gold lead is kind of slowly going up, but it's still, again, it's nothing crazy impactful. They're going to finish off these Ancients here, and it drops down to about 4,000 once again. So, even with them losing a couple of towers there, if anything, that's just IG evening up the tower kill situation. As now both teams down to one outer tower, and then the base on top of that, so. Bottom lane, Scott's going to go clean that up. How's he been progressing? Abyssal Skull, the Energizer. Holy crap, Abelli's at 414 gold per minute. He just really shot up there. Jeez. I didn't even notice that. But, yeah, he's definitely in a pretty good spot himself. We'll see what his damage item is. It's going to be that Brutalizer or whatnot. Middle lane, there might be some action. Here we go. Ophelia jumping on the Pebbles. The Rockets, they actually hit Engineer, though. Energy field goes down. He was trying to get Pebbles, but Engineer happened to be in the way. Ophelia kind of going back and forth. Not exactly sure what they're going to do. It looks like he is going to be falling back, but Mumianer tanking it right there. Ravener jumping in there. The Rockets come out, and down goes Pebbles right there. Taps a little bit in the back of them. That taps a little bit. Full duration. The follow-up not nearly enough, though. Shared Fate is down. The Hellborn team running away. Right now, Pebbles is dead. Nobody else currently, no buybacks happening. Chipper being pushed around. The keg's done onto him. He will eventually fall, and now Ophelia's in a tough spot. Wildstorm joining the party, and Ophelia's going to end up dropping. The Mocker Brilliance is on Boo Boo. Tankafed ends up with a double tap right there. That looked like IG was actually in a pretty good spot the way the fight started. I mean, outside. Now, the biggest thing was actually the fact that they did not have the Saw Blade Showdown for that. Obviously, as it was kind of wasted, he tried to use it to kill Pebbles, but tanking the rockets by Moomy and happened to be in the way. Definitely prevented that from happening, at least initially. And on top of that, Tankafed, even though there was no follow-up, the Tempest Ultimate still did quite a bit right there because it was full duration, and it kept them in place for his team to finally come and eventually get there to follow things up. So, kind of a sloppy fight somewhat, but in the end, tmsR does come out on top, and they're going to get Kongor when it's all said and done as well. Slick's actually picking up the Token of Life. So IG, that's got to be pretty depressing feeling, knowing that they had a decent start to that fight right there. They're in a pretty good spot going into it. And all of a sudden, they come out on the losing end, and now you have a Wild Soul with a Mocker Brilliance, and now he's farming more. His GPM's going to start really increasing even. Not even slowly. It's going to start taking off. 290 GPM and counting. And Tempest on top of that. Now, Scout, I don't believe Scout was there. And the more I'm realizing, actually, I don't think Scott was there. And if he was there, he probably got there very late, because I know he was farming the bottom lane when that fight looked like it was taking place. So that obviously is a huge factor. I mean, his GPM is high, and he's saving up a bit of gold, but you know, it only does so much if you're not going to be involved in the fights, unfortunately. So he has another 3,000 gold saved up. So are we going to see something like that Brutalizer, or will he go for more of the defense and maybe the Shrunken Head build here? Have to wait and see what he decides to go for. I think the damage output is pretty... I mean, it's hard to say Shrunken Head, though, to pass that up. So, I don't know. Well, I'll leave it to Fabelli to decide what to go for. Trying to get a thought on what maybe I'd like to see. But, yeah, either one, you know, definitely has a reason for it. I will say, you know, they got some good follow-up damage with Ravener, with Chipper, Prophet's good assistance for that. So maybe that's where maybe the Shrunken Head would be the better option here for Scout. Doesn't necessarily need that raw damage output with the Brutalizer, the extra lockdown, but we'll see. The Binding Plate on the Exhibit. Now that could be a Shrunken Head, or obviously it could be a Staff of the Master here for him. I don't know what that is. That is a interesting. Oh, we missed one. We missed a number. Is this going to be a thing now? Will they continue? Who's going to say 10? Should I say 10? No, I'm not going to do that. Where's the Solid Showdown? He just used it, so that's on a 50-second cooldown. He has a haste ring currently bottled up. Hellborn team, though, clearing out the area. You see the Bound Eye being used by Kaiser right here. Boo Boo has a Mystic Vestments now himself. Kraken also, Action's been kind of quietly doing his thing. 300 gold per minute. Not too shabby there. 1,900 gold saved out. I'm sure Soul's Bulwark going to be coming on one of these heroes. It's definitely several candidates here on the Hellborn side. Probably end up in the hands of Boo Boo, but we'll see if Kraken or Pebbles gets it as well. Or not as well, but if not. It is the Shrunken Head of Fabelli, so yeah, it makes sense. He goes to Shrunken Head here. Background, what's going on over here? Oh, they catch Ophelia. Insanity was not ready for this. He's going to be caught out. He will fall. Not sure how that I guess the ward decided to simply spot him. I don't know if he was over here getting greedy or if he just happened to be in a bad spot and tried to get away in the first place, but whatever the reason, he gets caught. Ravener going to jump in, and they say we don't need Ophelia. She cannot buy back there to go. The Kraken will fall. There goes the Assault by Showdown. Pebbles too tanky, though. He's living through most of it. He will eventually go down, but he had the Token of Life. Scout opens, though. The tap is on the way. Going up, looking at Scout. But the rocket to kill Tempest, and down he falls. While also now running away. Pebbles going back into wants to kill Scout. The chuck in the air. They will kill Scout. Engineer still alive even. And now Wild Soul running back in. Debilitate coming out. Putting the stuns out. Boo Boo doing some auto attack damage. Gets the root off on a Chipper. Wild Soul wants to stay in range. Pebbles goes in. Chipper goes down. And now Prophet holding his gun. But Prophet also going to fall. The ball lightning from Zergo after the buyback. He gets one kill onto Pebbles right there. Tanking the damage on a Boo Boo. Wild Soul nearly dying after Boo Boo fell. And now Engineer is going to pour it out. Wild Soul, is he going to be fine? Yes, he will. He goes away. And Boo Boo will also pour it away. Back to base. So IG doing their darnest to hold that off. I mean, definitely both teams having some significant moments there. again, I think obviously the biggest thing was that I feel they got picked off to start. Granted, that means they had no energy field there, but it was a beautiful jump after that from IG. The Saw Blade Showdown did plenty, but Pebbles after his resurrection, and then the Tempest Ultimate got canceled by IG. That was big too, but Pebbles resurrected with the token and did enough right there to help finish them off. So Scout was in the midst of that, doing some good damage. Eventually fell, though, and kind of just went back and forth from there. So overall, though, when we did see Wild Soul a lot, you know, the point that we brought up a lot of the time was really, if you're on the Wild Soul team and you're even in a game at this point especially, you're still in a pretty good spot. Because Wild Soul will just continue to just gradually and surely take off in the game. So, point being, tmsR still in a pretty good spot. Now, Scout, you know, he is a dangerous hero himself, and can will continue to raise his GPM, I'm sure, and start to build into much more damage threat items. And Chipper finishing that Staff of the Master. Chipper's still level 13, by the way. A little surprised to see that. He was off to a phenomenal start. He had the short lane free farm, basically, but his levels haven't been the best. I mean, experience per minute, I see those chart right there, the chart right there. Still trying to get that level 16 mark, ultimately. Of course, that'll really help his Saw Blade Showdown. Not yet, though. Not yet. Boo Boo's the one that gets the Soul's Bulwark. Barbed Armor on a Kraken, actually. And then Mighty Blade on Pebbles. He's going to be finishing that Shrunken here. I love the Barbed Armor choice, though, especially against a hero like Chipper. Being able to return a good amount of damage from him, the Saw Blade Showdown and everything, is a very useful choice right there. So, I like seeing that pick up on KZU playing the Kraken. Or, excuse me, Haxroom playing the Kraken. Bottom lane, look what IG's doing. They're going cutthroat here, man. They are going full force. They say you can push, so can we. Invigorate supplied by Prophet. Pebbles. I missed the Stalagmites. I don't feel it. That's a big miss to start. Ravender comes in. He jumps in with the ball lightning. Shuriken's going off. There's the release. Stuck Kraken in the background. Energy field in the backer from Amanda as well. That's a pretty damn good placement. Ravender's being locked down. He will eventually fall. Everyone on the Hellborn team is still alive. Scott in the meantime trying to run away. They're trying to finish him off. And he goes down. The jump continuing from tmsR. They catch right there. Onto Xibe playing the Chipper. He eventually falls. Engineer able to finish off right there onto Insania. And it ends up being a genocide for too much sugar. And they are now in a very good spot after that fight right there. Holy crap. I mean, that start, the missed stalagmites nearly backfired, but kind of not. And Engineer getting the portal key. Moomianer managing to pick that up before that fight. He jumps into the background. The energy field obviously caused issues right there for IG. On top of IG committing to a base push like that, like they did at this point of the game, also kind of arguable. Now at the same time, again, they're going up against a Wild Soul, so you can kind of see where they're coming from in that sense. But Wild Soul actually buying the post haste. He ports in, spawns Boo Boo, and watch the tower fall. No buybacks are going to be used. Ophelia had one, but she just resurrected anyways. But this is going to be a free rack skill right here in the Hellborn's favor. Or will it? Oh my god, they're going to lock down Boo Boo. Okay, they look at the rack skill. Ravender jumped in, but at one cost right there. Sagar's going to fall. He does not have a buyback, so that was silly. I mean, he went in, they simply were trying to save the melee racks right there, but that ends up costing him his life. The Tempest Ultimate to catch them. Scout thought he had a chance. The Tempest Ultimate, though, the follow-up not the best. Or is it Tsunami charging to Chipper? Chipper is trying to live. He's trying to survive. Energy field in the background. He does not have a Salt Lake Showdown sword to use. He's going to be locked down. He will eventually fall. So Engineer gets picked up. He buys back anyways. It doesn't matter. And tmsR is still going now. IG doing all that they can to somehow hold this off and make their comeback. Start their comeback at least, but it's going to be difficult, if not even nearly impossible. Pebbles, nice portal key right there to avoid the marksman shot damage from coming out. Good disjoint. And the melee rack's now exposed at the bottom side. So this should be a free melee racks down here. Again, that all started with this decision right here. Zergo, he wanted to try to maybe save the melee racks. It was one attack away from Boo Boo. He jumped in, put himself in a very vulnerable spot. They capitalized on tmsR. And now, before you know it, 2 sets of racks are down. And now tmsR's lead has grown immensely. 13,000 plus goal lead, 13,000 plus experience lead. You have the GPM charts obviously well in favor of Too Much Sugar. KZ leading the way. The post-haste pickup proved to be very beneficial right there. Allowed him to get in there right away and help progress to push into the middle lane. Then eventually the second tier for rocks. Where is Boo Boo? Boo Boo's at the bottom. Look at that too. Yeah, he has a demonic breastplate well in the works. Onto Boo Boo. So Here we are, Tempest. Farming the jungle, actually. He's got a shrunken head now. What do they got here on the Legion side? They got a Skeleton King. Not much else. So obviously Tankafet's feeling pretty good. Pebbles and Kraken continuing to progress. Now Kraken, 3,400 gold, in fact. And Pebbles, I don't know if he bought something or not. He did buy back, I guess. Him and Engineer both used buybacks in this game, so a little bit of a reasoning there as far as what his goal may not be as high, but bottom lane, IG once again. They're going to try to push in. They know they don't have a whole lot of window left here. The window's closing. There's kind of a... They can see the outside. They can see the outside, but barely. The window's closing. And by window, I mean a wall, because you can't see through this window. It's just a wall, man. It cuts you off from the outside. And it is just about closed. IG trying to pry that back open, though. They want life. They want to be able to see outside once again. I don't know where I'm going with this. Anyways, IG, the point being, they're falling back. They are going to be fine, it looks like. They don't get caught, but that just means this game's going to continue to last longer, and now tmsR will go for another Congo, most likely. Demonic Breastplate just finished on Boo Boo. It's being delivered right here. I'm pretty sure IG knows Congo's probably being done, but nothing they can do about it. They got to worry about their base first before they worry about stopping Congo. Scout's starting to run over there with his team, but yeah, it's not going to be nearly in time. Engineer, actually, going to go in a nice little nifty hiding spot over here. He has a portal key, so he's feeling pretty comfortable. Jump in from Ravener, and here we go. Jumping into Tempest, Pebbles in the back row. Shrunken heads are up, though. Not the best. That Tempest a little bit stopped immediately right there. Beautiful silence from Scout. He was ready for that. That was all the physical silence. I forgot about that. Wildsole, in the meantime, he's being locked down. Disarm coming out. Boo Boo trying to do enough damage. He gets entangled. Not going to be enough, though. Wildsoul's going to fall right there. So IG looking decent right here, are they? Ravener and Chipper are dead, and tmsR chasing. Never mind about being decent. Mine goes down. Doesn't matter. Easy kill on the Scout right there. And now they jump right there on the move, on the Sender even. Playing the Prophet, so they do clean up. There was a buyback. No buybacks were even used right there. They're going to go back in and finish off Congo. So I thought with the Wildsole pickoff maybe. And that is something I forgot about. The Scout silence obviously being physical. Beautiful stop right there from the belly, but not enough. You see Ophelia. Oh, no, that was late. That was late. Insania. Insania. You're insane, Insania. He tried to make the ninja the steal of the token. I'm not going to lie. He was pretty late right there. They're kind of toying with him. They're just toying with him now. He will eventually fall. But, yeah, good attempt, but it was like a second or so late, unfortunately, on that token steal. So, man, oh, man. It seemed like something might have been able to happen, especially with that silence from Scout, but there you go. There you go. No mercy for the weak, he says. No, obviously having some fun. GG, well played. Too much sugar will take the series. 2-0. And they're going to be moving on to the round of 4. So again, tmsR coming off a fairly disappointing finish last cycle. 5th, 6th place finish, getting knocked out by Reason Gaming. They're making some good statements here. This has not been an easy road by any means. Starting with the round of 16, they had to face Team Excellent, the new Team Excellent, in the first round. And now they get matched up against IG in the second round, but they get the job done. They take the series 2-0. In this second game especially, it was a very not obvious result from the beginning by any means. In fact, IG was actually looking pretty decent. I remember going back to that laning phase and how Pebbles was pushed. They decided to send the Pebbles to the long lane down there, and that just was not the friendliest of starts for him. But in the end, it works out for tmsR once again, and here we are. Moving on to, well, the series is over. But with that said, obviously being a little bit quicker of a series, figure out what the hell else is going on. Is this game still happening? It is still happening. There must have been some decent amount of pauses here, but we got to jump into this one now. There's no way we're not jumping into this one here. If it works. Okay, looks like it is. So, here we are. Let me update the overlay here real quickly. What is it? Denial. Esports. Oh, geez, there's a fight going on. Who cares about the overlay? Look at this right here. We got a fight going on in the middle lane. Oh, back and forth. Swinamones. Okay, Z-Freak is in some trouble. Tapping over the ledge. Pyromancer trying to get away, but no, Drunken Master going to chase him. Lunges on him, and Pyromancer's going to fall right there. The stagger coming out to help get the job done. Double tap coming out for Mickey. Fade off to the side. He's scudding out, but it looks like right here, obviously, Denial Esports. They're going for the Congo kill. Will it be enough? Oh, they're actually going to jump first. Onto Parasite off to the side. And trying to get him killed there. Chase and a ring around the Ro8 coming up from minus right there on Parasite. He's trying to limp, using the face hug. Leech on top of that. He will get away initially, but the poison spray connects actually, slowing him down. And no, he's going to be chased down, it looks like. He will eventually be locked down. And he will be killed. In the background, though, they're still wanting to get Kongor. Drunken Master jumps back in. He gets Tsunami charge, though. Kongor's so low. Drunken Master low. Drunken Master, no! He's going to fall right there. Staking able to finish him off. Fade now in the meantime. Fade's going to let Blazing Strike coming out. Ravender, no! The electrical feedback keeping him alive against Power Master. Oh, no, what out? The Fervor ends up taking him down. Z-Frig making the big plays right here for his team. He's chasing out Master of Arms right now. Support's trying to live. He's going left and right. He's not sure where to go. He just wants to run away. Avoids the Dragonfire stun right there. In the meantime, Slither off to the side is actually not sure where to go right here, but it looks like Master of Arms is going to be fine. But Kongor does end up falling, and Warbeast gets it for Stay Green. So holy crap, what a game we're jumping into right here of Stay Green versus Denial Esports. Again, this is game number 1 still, apparently. Obviously, it's been a pretty epic game. Excuse me there. And here we are, Stay Green winning a very crucial fight. Look at the buyback situation. No buybacks on Stay Green. Other than the one left on Pyromancer. Denial Esports, they only have one in a couple and then the 2 on support still, but you know, not the biggest deal in the world. Unbelievable. Stay Green, they clean out the top, the middle. They're going for bottom. They want to get Mega Creeps right here. Can Denial Esports hold them off? Here we go. Slither jumping in off to the side, not going to be enough. So they're going in. He's going to put some auto attacks on a Kraken in the background. The rest of the Slither tablet away. Master Bob's going to cut though. He tablets as well. He's going to be fine. It's only the 2 up right now though. They are not able to buy back. We're going to see Mega Creeps right here. Melee Rax goes down. Ranged Rax goes down. They do get the 1 kill right there. Token of Life is going to be used. Drunken Master's up, and he is doing amazing damage right here. Warbeast being locked down. Warbeast of all, they don't get the, oh my god, they do not get the creeps, or will they? The Mega Creeps. Parasite wants it. Parasite wants it. He's not going to get it. No Mega Creeps still. Unbelievable. Fade. Is Fade going to try to go for it? He's not going to be able to. He needs to fall back. Swinamels needs to play safe. What the hell did we jump into? Holy crap. What if it is? Oh, he goes in. He wants to get it. No, but Master Runs is here. He gets the stun off. He needs to be careful. Swinamel's on the run now. Puts the Deep Shadows down. Will they cut him off? No, he's just going to run. But in the meantime, look at the Hellborn team. They're pushing back. Again, the buyback situation. Pyromancer has 1 buyback. That's it. He uses it right there. So no more buybacks to Sacred. They're going cutthroat. They're going for the throne. Did Denial Esports just do it? They hold up the Mega Creeps. They're going for the throne. Pyromancer can only do so much by himself. Drunken Master jumps. The auto attack's not enough just yet. They're going to go back, though. The Demons of the Tower fallen. Pyromancer knows he needs to distract them. Vulnerability. Fade does not have a TP. He finally gets a TP for the side chop. He's going to port back. Can they hold this off? Drunken Master is still alive. Sugarnut's going to wear off right there. The World Tree Soul. There's a stun from Fade coming out the cold. Drunken Master's going to end up falling. Maybe. No, the auto attack's too much. The World Tree is falling. Drunken Master will fall, but the World Tree goes down, and Denial Esports takes game number 1 over Stay Green. Holy crap. Holy crap. What did we jump into? What the hell did we jump into? Denial Esports takes game number 1 over Stay Green. Man, as soon as we jump in, a crazy Kongor pit area fight leads into an intense situation at the Hellborn base. They barely save from Mega Creeps, and then they counter push for the win. I mean, that goes back to Stay Green's decision, though. They went all in for the Mega Creeps.